Hey there, I'm Bernardo. Welcome to the series that we now have a name, which I'm calling Vibe Code with Me. So, on this series, I'm just trying to create this raw and less structured content because of these other projects that I'm doing. That's going to be a more structured video, but that requires a lot of work. So, pretty much what I'm doing is I'm reviewing a bunch of like AI, agentic AI vibe coding tools, and I'm going to compare them. But because it requires me to work for about 3 hours on each of these tools, I've decided to record my experience in a more raw and unedited format for those that you want to see. Honestly, I don't think this is gonna be a video that a lot of people gonna watch. So if you're watching this, let a comment down below so I can know. And yeah, subscribing to the channel also would help a lot. But yeah, let's go to the video. So today we're gonna be reviewing Windsurf. Windsurf is in a weird position right now because I don't know how long they're gonna be around. You know, they were about to be acquired by OpenAI, and then I guess Microsoft jumped in and say, "Hey, this is like non-compete or whatever." I don't know what happened, but it was interest stuff, and then OpenAI dropped the acquisition, and then Google kind of like acqui-hired like key people from Windsurf, like CEO and whatnot, and then Cognition, the company behind Devin, which by the way, I'm also gonna do a video about reviewing background agents, and Devin is gonna be one of them. Uh, so Cognition acquired Windsurf, the mostly I guess the brand and some of the IP. I'm not sure if there's a lot of intellectual property. I don't know exactly the details of the deal, but the problem is nobody knows if Windsurf is gonna be here, if they're gonna be killed by Cognition or what. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. I'm trying to just focus on how the tool is today and not on like the promise or what is the tool that is the most promising. So again, what we are doing, I'm gonna say that in all the videos, I'm pretty much created this template, which is a Next.js application, like a 3T T3 stack. Um, and then I added a few things to help. And then what I'm gonna do is that I'm doing for all these editors. Today we're gonna be looking at Windsurf. Coming next gonna be Judy and Zed, WebStorm and Zed. But yeah, today we're gonna be focused on Windsurf. So this is the project, and we're gonna just copy all of that and proceed with that. So let's first look at what uh, Windsurf promises. It honestly just seems like another cursor clone. You know, it's just a VS Code, a fork with some AI stuff on top. So I guess this is gonna be pretty similar to both Cursor and the VS Code with Copilot. Yeah, tab completion, the side agentic kind of bar. I think they call it Cascade. My expectation, honestly, is that they're not gonna perform as good as Cursor and uh, VS Code in terms of like it's not gonna be as full fledged of a IDE as VS Code. VS Code has a lot of work on the IDE part of it that I think is even better than Cursor. And on the AI stuff, I think they're kind of out there. If you look at like the pricing page, they say one of the cool things they have is this SWE model. But I think because of all these acquisitions, I think they're kind of like they were caught in the middle. And then honestly, I think it's just gonna the best option would be just to use Claude Sonnet 4, and then I guess it just we're only gonna be evaluating the UX and if the UX is better than Cursor or others. So yeah, I have no idea. I never used Windsurf, so I'm gonna install. I'm gonna play a little bit around with that, and then we're gonna jump into the project. So to install Windsurf, you could just come to windsurf.com and then come to download for Mac OS or whatever OS you use. There's all download options here. But I'm not gonna install that way. They also have the Windsurf Next, which is like the beta program, I guess. I'm not gonna be using that. I'm not sure again the state. I'm gonna use the default one, but as you know, I'm gonna install with Homebrew. You could also install Windsurf Next if you wanted. So I'm just gonna do Windsurf install the cask in Windsurf. So I just copy this, open my terminal, brew install dash dash cask Windsurf, and this should install really quickly. I mean, I hope it's quick. And I checked the version. I mean, I checked the version seems to be up to date. It seems that maintenance of brew is updating these casks. So yeah, Windsurf 1.12.2, and technically I should be able to open Windsurf. I'm gonna say that yes, I want to open this thing downloaded from the web. We'll have this. Welcome to Windsurf. Okay, they have onboarding. Let's see what the onboarding do. Choose setup flow. We can import from VS Code or Cursor. I'm gonna go with start fresh because honestly I don't have much configuration in either of those. Okay, so Windsurf is the terminal to open the command to open it, like cursor dot or code dot. So yeah, I want to add that to the path. Start fresh. I like Vim keybinds, but honestly, I'm gonna go with the default one because this Vim modes normally just makes me more mad. I'd rather use my NeoVim instead of Vim modes. Okay. I mean, this is so useless, but I guess I'm gonna go with Synthwave 84. Seems cool, right? Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sign in. Actually, I need to sign up. I'm gonna sign up. Open. I'm gonna sign up with GitHub. Yeah, authorize exa function. I mean, what is even that name? But yeah. Okay, open Windsurf. Let's surf. Okay, again is the two-side, the side panel AI thing. Let me make it a little bit bigger so people watching in smaller resolutions can read properly. Yeah, it has a get started. Okay, so Cascade is Command L, I guess, to be different than what is Command dot? What is Command dot? What is the difference? Oh, it changes the modes. Okay. Okay, what is the difference? Okay, Cascade, chat or code? Okay, so chat is more just asking questions, and I get what we want is code, and we likely want Sonnet 4. Okay, so they charge twice the price for Sonnet 4, and they have their own model for free. To be as fair as possible and evaluate mostly like the context and whatnot, I'm gonna try to use Cloud Sonnet 4 unless it is a tool specific for another model. Like, I don't know, if I'm testing something else, like the CLI for Google, I'm gonna use Google model. But yeah, but here I'm gonna try to keep the model the same, which again I was slightly unfair with Cursor because I was in their auto mode, which I think it was using either 3.5 or 3.7. So I'm gonna keep Sonnet 4 selected. I like that this was the default. Okay, so I guess this is all, and I guess this is just your run out of the mill VS Code thing. Manage trusted extensions for account. What is this? What is even that? Yeah, I don't know what is that. Let's see what we have here. Deep Wiki. What is Deep Wiki? Windsurf. I don't know. Product. There's a wiki thing. Deep Wiki. What is Deep Wiki? Oh, okay. It's just I guess like an M. Oh yeah, actually I use Deep Wiki. It's a I have someone generated this for one of my projects. It's quite cool. Okay, so this is just I guess an extension. Okay, I'm gonna. I don't know if that's it or something else. I don't know what TP-Wiki is. I'm gonna see when we open the project. Uh, yeah. Other than that, I just okay. By default, Windsurf uses a mirror of OpenVSX. Yeah, OpenVSX is the registry for all the VS Code like things. Now we can change the marketplace. Okay, yeah, I think we can use this. I remember seeing like some, we just need to be slightly careful. I think one of these registries were like, there was some like kind of fake looking, like it was something that, yeah, people injected code that was not it was like malicious code being injected. So, yeah, this is normally an advantage of like using just the original VS Code that they put a lot of effort into the curation, I guess. But yeah, honestly, I think we're just gonna install like TypeScript. Oh, do we need to install it? Is it installed already? I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna open the thing and see how it goes. So yeah, so let's go for the project setup and then we can learn a little bit more. But again, it just seems like your average thing. Yeah, gonna set up some credits. I'm gonna try to start with the free one. Not sure how much, yeah, how fast the free tier will go. But yeah, let me first set up the MCP store. What is MCP store? Not sure if this is something. Yeah, okay, so it has its own MCP. Yeah, I think this is just like the. I don't know where this comes from. Okay, is that something that Cursor also have? Let me open Cursor. This Cursor has a MCP. Yeah, Cursor has some stuff. Cursor has some stuff. Okay, this is interesting for someone that doesn't have any idea how to configure, MCP tools. Having an MCP store is an interesting thing. I'm gonna test that. Like, what does this do? If I install the, okay, now it just crashed. Okay, yeah, I think. Okay. I need a super base. Okay. Let me see the Prisma one. Does it have the Prisma thing? Install. So this is one that I have already on the project. When I do this, what does it do? Does it install like globally? MCP. Okay, so I guess, yeah, I installed and then I have this configuration. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna test. I think this again. I think this is a cool idea to try to a lot of people talk that adding sequential thinking is an interesting thing to add. Uh, I'm gonna try to not go too far and go too crazy on this. But yeah, this is interesting to have an MCP store. We can see what we can do with that. Okay. Do we have Windsurf products documentation? I have documentation of something. I want to know how to configure docs. Okay, so this is the dev in deep week. Okay, yes, this is what comes when they got acquired. Maybe this is a new thing. Vibe and replace. Okay, this is an interesting thing to test. So vibe and replace. Okay, interesting. I think this is a cool thing. Uh, yeah, we're gonna test this. Okay, nice. We can reference terminal cold lenses. What is cold lenses? Ah, okay, interesting. Command, yeah, tab based editing. Yeah, this is about the thing we all know. Recommend plugins. Okay, so okay, memories and rules is what I want to know. Yeah, it's pretty much the cursor rules kind of thing, I guess. What is even a workspace? Is that like the workspace? Okay, so it's Windsurf slash rules. Okay. Okay, app deploys. Where does it deploy to? Okay, this is a. We're likely not gonna use that. Um, okay, so this is what I wanted to see. Okay, Windsurf settings. Okay, nice, interesting. So, okay, so yeah, pretty much I actually just did exactly what I had done in the here. If you look at the MCP JSON, I guess the Prisma one is gonna be really similar. Yeah, the only difference that here I was used the installed one. I don't like NPX. Honestly, I think NPX is kind of dangerous. Like you put a typo here, you know, you just instead of like this, you have some you do like I don't know, put an extra A here, and then suddenly someone claims this package, then npx is gonna go and download and install the package. Uh, so yeah, normally I avoid using npx. I rather like install with your package manager. In my case was pnpm, and then use like a zag or something, or just run the thing. Yeah, but it's cool. I don't think I'm gonna use this, but I think this is an interesting thing for someone that doesn't know how to configure some stuff. Having some sort of like even if curated thing, I think it's cool, right? Like you can just click install, and then it's going to okay. Don't save, I guess. Yeah, it's a little bit finicky, but I think it's a cool feature to have an MCP kind of like store. And the UI for managing it, like the configurations, really cool. Yeah, those tools don't have any configuration, I guess. I'm not sure where the configuration schema comes from, but yeah, I think Postgre is gonna maybe need some configuration. But yeah, I can save. Yeah, so I guess this will, if I come here to manage MCPs, view raw config. Yeah, it likely will set this. So yeah, I guess this is a work. And I'm not sure how reliable this is long term to have someone maintaining this. But yeah, I think for the most basic things that most people are gonna use, it's cool to have this here. I'm gonna use not the global one. I'm going to use the project-based MCP configuration. But yeah, cool to see that. And I guess now I think now we should just go to the project and set it up. So let's do this. All right, going to do this, create new repository with this template. I'm gonna do expensify Windsurf. Yes, let's go create repository. And we're gonna wait. Yeah, we can close this. Yeah, see, I don't even know what's the... Okay, so this is built in, I guess. Yeah, honestly, we're likely gonna need the Prisma extension. Yeah, let's install this. Yeah, so this is slightly scarier, I guess, on the... Who is Alexander Polanco? Okay, honestly, I'm not sure I'm gonna install this. Yeah, I'm leaving. Yeah, not gonna do that. I'm gonna review it before off the camera and see if I want to install it. Okay, so this is set up. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna do git clone. Okay, I'm gonna have to set up my password 1 second. All right, cloned it. So I'm just gonna do Windsurf expensify Windsurf. As I trust the authors, I'm the author myself. I'm gonna I think they're about the same size. I'm gonna close this, and yeah, let's configure. We're gonna do the I think as we saw is this new folder dot windsurf / rules, and we're gonna put these instructions md there. I guess that's it. Activation mode. Always on. Let me just check how that cd expensive Windsurf. Yeah, and do mistrust, and let's do dot Windsurf rules instructions. So is that the front matter? Yeah, so I'm gonna call it MDC, rename. Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to. Okay, actually I'm gonna call, I think it's MDC is just the cursor thing. Okay, yeah. Okay, MCP, and I'm assuming I just copy that to Windsurf. And if I go to MCP configuration panel, can I have per project MCP servers? What is even happening here? Okay. Can I like put on the project? Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to. Yeah, that sucks. I'm gonna see if I can configure Prisma. Yeah, I'm gonna add this server. Save configuration. Okay. Actually, what I want is Windsurf settings. And I'm gonna go to MCP, manage MCP servers. Okay, I think I have to manually set those things. Okay. Can I just do this as well? Let me do one thing. I'm gonna come here and do windsurf dot. Manage MCPs. Yeah, the experience is not being that great. This is slow. I don't even know why this is slow. Like, what is going on? Refresh. Okay, let me do one thing. npm install and do mis install as well. Okay, and we're gonna do windsurf. And let's see if now this works. Come on. Why is it even taking that long? Okay, this is not a great experience so far. Refresh. It keeps on loading MCP servers. What is even going on? And there's this MCP configuration thing. Yeah, that's not looking great for Windsurf. I think I'm gonna just give up on the. Okay. It might be running. Yeah, I cannot start this the LSP integration. I'm going to just, yeah, give up on that. Let's go with the whatever they provide. So yeah, that's a loss for. Delete this. Do they have something like docs? Yeah, not sure if I can. If I open, can I do like docs? Okay, they have some docs already. Okay, yeah, so they already have some reference to the docs. Okay, cool. All right, terminal. Also Command J. Great. Yeah, I think we have what we need to start. Yeah, some stuff was not as ideal, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave with the instructions. I'm gonna do git add dot git commit and setup editor. And I'm gonna have to do a pause. I'm gonna have to go have dinner, and we're gonna play around with that. Oh, there's a browser. What this browser do? What is this browser? Does it have like a open Windsurf browser? Okay, this is actually cool. So I can. Okay, so I'm gonna do browser. Cool. What is the subtitle of this page? All right, that was cool, Windsurf. I like that, and it's just a honestly, it's a simple idea, right? Just give me a browser that is in. Okay, that was really cool. I don't even know what to say. Think for. Oh, and there's a like extension here. I can. Okay. Ah man, everybody needs to have something like that. What is that? Okay, okay, it's in the image. Does it have like the context of the? Okay, send element. Let me just. What classes does this have? We want to see if it gets like the HTML. Okay, this is. Why would you send like a honestly, like, why would you? What is it? Okay, why that's not the default? Like, why? Okay, what are the classes on this one then? Okay, I don't understand why the default was not the developer mode. Like, you are literally like an IDE, like an integrated development environment. Okay, I guess because you can use it to debug your application. Is this per tab? Like if I go to, I don't know, Next.js docs. Okay, Next.js docs. I guess if I go like project structure. Yeah, so this is per tab, right? Are we following a similar structure? Okay, that was cool. Okay, one interesting thing for that. Okay, I like that. That is really cool. What is code context items? Ah, okay. I guess it's like the VS Code that I can send a symbol, right? So if I open like a file like this, yeah, let's install that extension. I guess it's the same one that we installed in the other one, so Prisma. Yes, let's install it. Yeah, this still gives me anxiety. I hope that I don't get hacked because of that. Schema, sorry, Prisma. I can send this like post. Okay, I guess code context. Okay, can I go with this? Okay, yeah, it sends the. Okay, they send like API code API. I mean, how do I? Why is these are the only things? What is the criteria for enabling me to send something? Can I just? Okay, can I? I don't know. Open chat with Cascade. Okay, this is just sending the line code. I'm trying to understand the difference. Root layout. What is this? Okay, I'm not sure if this has any like extra things. I want to understand what is the difference between code context. Let me go back to my browser. Code context items. Okay, I don't understand the difference between that and just. Yeah, I don't know what this knowledge is, but I guess it's. Okay, yeah, this is just, I could just come here and say TRPC. Yeah, send this is the directory, right? What is the difference between that and that? Yeah, it's the same thing, okay. Terminal. Okay, I guess I send the whole terminal. Can I send this? Like just one command? Yeah, I guess I could copy the thing. Send terminal, okay. I guess if I just do fish, summarize all commands ran. Okay, yeah, so it has access to the whole thing. Not ideal, I guess if I want like a specific thing, I would have to, come here and then, copy. Yeah, that's not ideal. I think VS Code and Cursor, you can select and then send just a few lines, just a selection without having to copy and pasting. But yeah, okay. Interesting, cool feature is the browser. Really like the browser thing. I think it's a really useful one. MCP server, I think the configuration was not ideal. But yeah, does it have like LSP here? Or maybe it's already. Let me just say, can you use TS LSP to rename a function? Yeah, this is why I think every editor should integrate MCP and LSP, because the LSPs are normally they're focusing on the correctness because they normally have access to the parsed like syntax tree, so they have more semantic, well structured, like they're closer to the language implemented. A lot of time they come even with the language itself, so it's a much closer. It's a much better approach than it's kind of like a human can do find and replace, or you can use like an IDE, like if you back in the days, like IDEs were the only ones capable of doing this, like renaming a symbol is smart enough for example, if I have a variable, like let's say I have a variable function my func whatever, my func that does something like this, right? So that there's a const foo equals foo, and then does return foo. If I want to rename this like internal variable, you know, I might do some so like foo bar, right? Yeah, let me do that. So I might want to rename that, right? If I come here and I do like, can I do that? Does it have like rename LSP? I don't even know if this editor have access to that. VS Codium LSP action. How do I do that? Refactoring. You know, the refactoring. Okay, yeah, okay. So we have access to that. So if I come here and do like a I don't have a lot of, okay, more maybe. Rename. Okay. Yeah, with an LSP, like I can do it in my VS in my NeoVim and in VS Code as well. I can ask it to rename this. Imagine I want to rename this to you know, message, right? If I just do this, now I'm changing the return type of this, you know. So my func now returns a message, and if I want to do just like a local renaming, this is a bad thing. Or let's say I have this like a, you know, interface, you know, some interface, whatever, it doesn't matter. Point is, finding and replacing is tricky, and then an LSP action, normally the TypeScript provides it, you can rename something, right? Like let me just show you. I think it's gonna be easy if I show. If I come here, do nvim, and then what are the files that we're editing? Layout. So I can come here and do. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm still used on coding on Go, but yeah. With Go, please. Do I have LSP info here? Okay, yeah. The reason is just I don't think I have TypeScript LSP active. Okay. Let me just do one thing. So this is a kind of like a. So if I go to extras, lazy v extras, and do TypeScript. Oh, I do have. Okay, whatever. In some LSPs, I can do a rename, and I don't know why the TypeScript LSP doesn't support that, but I likely just need to set up. But whatever, I could just do here, and then I'll do rename, and it will work. So yeah, it would be cool to have the MCP be able your AI be able to call on a LSP action, because then you can do these more semantic things instead of having to find all these tokens and then do. Also, it's much more efficient. If you just think in terms of tokens, it's much more efficient. That's why I like setting up the LSP thing. And I had during my time with VS Code and Copilot, it used some of the actions sometimes, but yeah, I digress. Just kind of sad that it doesn't have access directly, and you know, yeah, whatever. So yeah, I guess that's it. I think we are ready to get started coding. I'm gonna check on my dinner and gonna be right back soon. All right, I'm back. I had dinner. Now it's about 9:30. So we're gonna be coding now for until about 11:30. So yeah, let's get started. As usual, I'm gonna close this. What do I hit? Customizations. Yeah, customizations. Yeah, just one second. Let me see how my usage is. Yeah, honestly, I already used like 15 of the 100 credits. So to avoid me having to pay in the middle of the thing, I'm just gonna pay for it now. So yeah, I'm going to. Sorry, you're gonna see me big again because I had to edit my email showing. So I'm just gonna pay for the Pro for one month, and we're gonna see that where that leads us. So yeah, wait a second. I'm gonna be right back as soon as I upgrade it. Okay, I just upgraded, but also I realized that I shouldn't have upgraded, I guess, because you have 100 credits on the free trial, and then I paid the pro and now I have 500. And I guess if I use the full 100 credits of the free trial and then upgraded, I would have 600 credits available for us. So yeah, that's not a great deal, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. I hope these credits are enough for the whole day. But honestly, if those credits aren't enough, I'm just going to yeah, this is just a bad thing for because you have 500 credits per month, and then cost 15, and then like I got more usage out of like GitHub. So I think 500 should be enough. We're gonna see the credit usage in the end. So yeah, we're gonna be working now until 11:40. So let's start by coming here and copying the first prompt. Again, I'm gonna just paste this prompt here. Okay, gonna start a new conversation. I'm gonna delete this other one. I was just playing around with it. So I'm just gonna do here the main here. I'm gonna do tasks. How can I docs tasks? I'm just gonna paste it here. And here's gonna be product. Okay. I guess the reason why this was not passed because there's nothing in the directory. Okay. So yeah, just send that and see. Again, I'm gonna use Cloud Sonnet 4 at least for the planning. If I see that we're using too many credits, I will likely switch to some other model, maybe the SWE one that is free. We'll see. Yeah, I think I need to make this slightly smaller, otherwise I'll have to scroll a lot on this. So yeah, let's start with the vibe coding. Yeah, it went to the same route now as Cursor did, like set up the whole. Oh, okay, that's an interesting thing. It has this to-do list. Where does this to-do list leaves? Okay, to do. Is this like an in-chat kind of thing? Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm gonna have to prompt it a little bit more. The UI looks nice. I'm gonna give it that. Like I don't know, this button just seems like clickable. Like I don't know. It's cool. Yeah, I don't like the idea of like creating the whole database schema right away. I rather do the database schema as the tasks require. Yeah, I don't like this database schema right away. So I'm going to wait until it finishes. Yeah, like the UI components in the end is just silly because we're not gonna see any we're not gonna have any feedback until the end. This is bad thing. Again, I think I should. I think this is mostly my prompting, and maybe that is the conclusion that I should have like specified something here. But yeah, I'm gonna keep using the same prompt and then fixing because otherwise it'd be unfair. Again, if I fix this now, then all the next tools are going to do that. I mean, testing framework. It should. Okay. I'm going to accept all, but then I'm going to say I don't like this plan. We only see the value generated in the end and like a waterfall process. Instead, I want to see a step-by-step evolution of the app. So instead of doing schema, then the features, then the UI, let's do each feature including schema, TRPC, services, functions, and functions, UI, and tests. One at a time. The authentication part is mostly set up, so all we need to do is to start from the user org management. As you can see on Prisma, starting by removing the place. Yeah, user org management. Remember that the post model is there mostly as a reference, and after we are done with the org user management, we likely can remove all its logic and focus, as the newly generated ones will be the reference for future features. Finally, I want to, other than that, the order is fine. User org management 2 expense categories, policies, expense submission, review, workflow. You propose is fine. Yeah. Yeah. Can we get some water while we wait for that? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, the chair noise. Got some water and some cake. I'm gonna try not to eat while we talk, but I'm gonna leave it here when I'm waiting for the code to do stuff. By the way, cake that was made by a friend of mine, also a developer. Thank you, Rebecca, for the cake. It's really good. Okay, so I guess it did like tasks in 1 to 5. It didn't change the name of the files. So I guess, I'm going to delete these things. Okay. Yeah, deployment setup. I'm not gonna worry with that. I'm gonna delete this. Delete. Okay, command. Move to trash. And then I'm going to rename this to task 1 user org management. Rename. Just do enter. Okay. Task 2. What is task 2 again? Expense category management. Expense category. So this is policies, and this is expense submission, and this finally is review workflow. Okay, so I guess we're in a good state, and I'm just going to say yes, let's start with task 001 and see what it does. Okay, interesting. When I send, hmm, okay, it's creating stuff. All right. Okay, user has membership invitations and created organizations. Okay, we track like organization creator created by ID. Not sure if we needed that, but it's fine. Then I have organization membership, which has a role, which is what admin or member. Okay, I'm going to. Can I edit this? Yes, I can. Again, I'm going to use pnpm instead of. Yeah, this is gonna migrate with the post shenanigans. Okay, actually, I'm going to do this thing. I think I can remove this post. Accept the file. I can remove this post here. We're gonna mostly have some issues now, but yeah, I'm going to do this and then gonna run this. Oh, let me just stop this and do okay. CP. Also, let me just pause here quickly to make sure that I can close all the other things that I have running. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna do a docker compose -d, and I'm going to say continue. I've configured the .env file for you. Continue. All right. Time for some cake. Great. Okay, let me just do the restart TS server. Yeah, no, organization is set. Oh, yeah, just kind of got frozen. Weird. Okay, it's adding the invitation system all here. Okay, I'm just gonna accept it. Let me close everything. I would rather have a different gRPC thing, but yeah. I mean, it's going. I'm gonna ask you to create the tests, but let's just wait until it. Okay, interesting. It's creating this organization switcher. Yeah, I'm not gonna enable the autofix because I want to first have the post thing removed. One second, I'm just gonna check the model usage. Yeah, we used 10 credits so far. Maybe I shouldn't have paid. Maybe we'll be able to do the whole thing with the 100 credits. I mean, organizations. Wait. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, let me sign in. Let's go. Actually, let me do something else. Let me open on the Windsurf browser. And I'm gonna open on host 10. Sorry, 8025 is the web, the mail pit thing. So I'm just gonna do the another at example.com, signing with node mailer, click sign in. Okay. Why can't? Okay, maybe I'm already logged in. Okay, it's doing some. Okay, honestly, this is similar to what I have. Okay, it's gonna see the issues likely. let me do one change on my package. I should have done that in other things, but I'm going to change the test. So I'm gonna do Q here and like an enter. Whatever. Let me just do dot end test. I'm gonna do vtest run, and then I'm gonna add a test watch. Yeah. What? Test watch. Yes, right. Are you doing anything? How do I know if you're doing anything? Just gonna continue tests, continue tests. Okay. No, no, stop, stop, stop. Just do liking. Yeah, should have done that myself, honestly. Perfect. Uh, yeah, this is honestly this is kind of like a self-inflicted wound, but it's cool. It's cool to see how the AI to adapt to like your to a specific testing approach. I do believe that this transactional testing is better. Let's see. Okay, it's just okay. It's gonna create few tests that should work. Let's run the test now. So this should run and stop. What is going on? Why is it taking so long? Just run. Test setup. Oh yeah, I said it wrong. Okay. Post, post. Let's see how that goes. here messed up the. Hmm. Why you? Okay, this is really bad. Like, okay, stop. Let me just fix it for you. Come on, it's not that hard. The npm format, right? Yeah, come on, it's not that hard. Okay, let's manually test things. My org, new organization, create organization. Okay. Where's the org switcher that was have an issue? Okay, let me do. Okay, so yeah. Browser. So there seems to be an error. Okay, why you can't? Okay, let's go here, the organizations. It's interesting, like it doesn't make a lot of sense. This org switcher is cool though, like it's a cool looking thing. But I just can't go to the org. Oh, this is causing some issues with the. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my browser. Okay, and let's just do example.com, go localhost 825, and just do. I just click on this, sign in. There's a problem with server configuration. What does the log say? Skip. I have an error without now. Terminal. No, it's not. Just okay, m.js. Let me just the npm dev. Okay, let me just stop for a second. Yeah, so the alt is behaving a little bit weird. Let's try it again. Let's see if it works now. I don't even know what's happening. Okay, yeah, that's the problem with vibe coding, you know. Sometimes you need to understand your code. Who would have guessed that, right? Dot delete. I mean, why is it not working? What have this thing done wrong? And this do the same thing, and the schema. Yeah, what have we changed on the schema? Oh, hmm. Okay, I don't even know why. Like, I haven't had that anywhere. Okay, let me do one thing here. I'm just going to. You know what this could be? Clear. Let's just clear this. Let's just clear local storage. Let's just clear all the cookies for localhost. And let's try it again. So sign in. Another example.com, and then come here, go to the mail pit here, click. Yeah, it's likely because I've been developing this with different databases in different times, and maybe there was a shared yeah, I guess because of the shared secret or something like that, it was, yeah, getting polluted. But yeah, sorry for this derailing. I guess I'm gonna add like 10 more minutes to this experiment. Okay, the organizations, my org. Okay, yeah, this is a cool thing, but I yeah, I'm gonna prompt that. Okay. Let's just do in another term now. The npm lint fix. Let's see what we can fix automatically. And there's some lint issues that honestly I created. Avoid refetch. Unsafe spread. What? would do that. And this linting. Okay, the right knowledge operator. Yes, so this is gonna be this. Same here. Same here. Okay, I love the. Okay. Then, yeah, this. Yeah, this would be a link. Okay. So I guess what we want to do now. Yeah, this was caused by me. This was already in the template actually has that issue. I think I need to fix before the next thing. Have no idea how to fix that honestly. So what I'm gonna do? Okay, honestly, can't we just do like yes, like this? Come on. Do we even need the whole thing? Yeah. Okay, the application rule is never used. Alright. Okay, we're almost there. Let's change the landing page. Let's just restructure our pages. Which should be just a landing page with like a top bar that shows either log in button or a go to app button. Actually, just a landing page and the log in and the login button on the top redirects to /dashboard. Let's go. And then dashboard requires authentication, so it redirects to the login, to the sign in page if not authenticated. Then what we do is that we have the dashboard is actually I'm just gonna do /app. The dashboard has information okay, actually I'm just gonna do a simple thing. The app home just shows a list of organizations or with a button to create organization. When clicking on an organization, we go to the /or windsurf.org/id hash page that we already have. So let's add the org switcher to that page. So when a different org is selected, it changes, it moves to the /org/ id for the newly selected org. Yeah, I think this should be good. The org, let's call this org/org. Yeah, I think this. Hey, this is honestly something that I think is quite cool that I see on Windsurf, is that it has this kind of like every time it goes and has this to do, and I'm not sure if we can find the to do somewhere. Oh, there's this trajectory, which I guess is just like the history of prompts, I guess. Yeah, that's it. I think so. Windsurf so far, I think, has a lot of interesting ideas, but some poor executions in some places. But yeah, I think I'm having a good time. Yeah, honestly, at this point we just trust. This is the root thing. I mean, it didn't. Okay, that was my bad. I didn't want. Yeah, it followed my instructions too closely. Okay, let me stop you there. Okay. Okay, sorry, my bad. Continue. Now I got it. Continue. I think we need some music, right? For the next videos. Yeah, for the next video, I'm thinking about either doing some music or doing it live as I asked on LinkedIn. No, come on, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not. Okay, let me just stop. We can keep things on /organization /id. It was mostly. Sorry about the confusion. No need to rename the path part. Just the overall structure is what is important. Yeah, got kind of lost in some of the stuff because of mostly me. Like I prompted what I actually didn't want it to, but you know. Okay, this is bad. I'm gonna. Yeah. You're getting lost, mate. Okay, let me do some of this stuff. Let me just see how that. Okay, I like this. Let's go to the. Okay, move tenant in management. Okay, log in. Okay, if I click this. Okay, let's do a few things here. And do we need this back to organizations? No, I don't think we need this back to organizations. Okay. Let's see if I can send some context now using this browser. Select element. I don't think we need the back to organizations link as we can change and create new orgs from the org switcher. I might change my mind, but yeah. Okay, perfect. My org, another org. Okay. Let's just add a logo that when clicked go to slash app. Okay, I like that. Can we refactor the top bar so it is part of a layout only in the organization's ID slash part? Right now. Okay. Okay, let me just do a few things here because the new org should not have that. Let me just. This is what I'm gonna do. Gonna move this here. Move. So we're gonna have organization's ID. And we're gonna have. So this page here has its own layout. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, so this has the header and main content. And then this new org. Okay, so organizations. What is the issue here? Oh, I need the router. Yeah, sorry. Okay, let's do app organizations. Yeah, so the root here needs to match. Okay, perfect. What if I do like link? Yeah, that's much better. Okay. Okay, we're almost there. Link href slash organizations ref slash. Okay. Create organization. One more. Create organization. Oh, I have to invalidate the invalidate org dash. How do I invalidate? How do I invalidate a React query? Okay. More. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so I have this. Let's test the invitation. Another example.com. Send invitation. Have pending invitations. All right. Let's log in with some other user. Localhost 300. log in another at example.com, localhost 8025, sign in. Again, yeah, I should change this. Where are the invitations? Okay, it's missing. On the dashboard. The root is weird, but yeah. Page XX, we need to show pending invitations. Current user, so user can join the org. Okay. Accepting. Nice. Oh. Okay, we are in this page here, and I have organization list, organization cards. Okay, amazing. What is the current status of the task we are doing? Let me just 1 second. Okay, back. We used 40 credits. Let's go to the task 001. Can you double check with task 001 and update the file accordingly? I mean, we don't have complete task coverage, come on. Are you really going to do that? Oh, I like that. I can press twice to just like interrupt the model. Let's see the other things. Head organization model. Okay, this is cool. We don't need to have all of that though. 90% complete. Yes, it's been. Let's see what it does. Close this. Oh, I can make him an admin. Okay. Hmm. Well, let's see how well it does. Yeah, I think this is the edit file functionality of Windsurf is honestly subpar. Like it looks cool, but it keeps like corrupting the file. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is the model or is what it is. Uh, but the experience has not been smooth. I'm not sure. I don't even know what's happening. Okay, let me just stop. Check the file. Okay, let me just git.git.m almost almost complete org org user management. Uh, okay, try again. I'm gonna try to close this file. No, I have done anything. I just went back because you. This is frustrating. I can see the model is trying to do its thing, but then it looks like the code editing tool is just not helping much. Yeah, this is honestly not great. And this is, I guess, is mostly fault of Windsurf. Uh, Whatever is the code editing tool that they provide. something is off. I'm not sure if it is the code reading, if the code writing. AI has this challenge where, if you think about how we do code, we don't write the whole file, right? We can, a lot of times it's like read the whole file and write the whole file again, but mostly want to do like edits, right? Are you even working? Okay, I don't know. Yeah. So the AI needs to have like a model for editing, like a way of interacting with the file. While we do that, I think we can do this sidetrack. If I recall correct, like add, editor, CLI, whatever. AI. Sorry. Add MCP. What is the thing? Add MCP AI code editor. MCP for AI to edit files. Edit MCP. Is that one? I don't know. No, I remember seeing one that was like mostly uh yeah, whatever. Was based on add. The thing that made add really useful at the time, because remember, we are like really visual, so we want to see the whole thing. But before these interfaces were that interactive, people would have to edit files by, it was printing stuff, right? So it would take a while to read something, and then add was like I would say, hey, read that line. Yeah, it was a weird thing, but so we would be people would be asking to like, hey, read this line, or replace this line with this other thing, and then AI should read and write code in a similar manner, I guess. Okay, are this thing even working? Okay, yeah, this is getting really weird. Like it's really underperforming, and I'm not sure if I've done anything crazily wrong, but we had some corruptions to the point that I don't even want to vibe code anymore. I just want to go ahead and fix some of the stuff because the experience has been slow and yeah, not great. Uh, yeah, I think we need to take all this experiment of mine always with a grain of salt and any comparison video, because you know then you should likely watch multiple videos of multiple people reviewing these kind of things because everyone is going to have a different experience. Uh, and in the end, you should test things for yourself, I guess. But yeah, so far this experience has been the worst. Like it's just slow. I don't know what it's doing. Just keeps saying like this weird floating, navigating, diving. What does it even mean? Like it's. I don't know if this is if the model is stuck somewhere. I don't know. Is it spending a lot of credits? Why is it so slow? Why it corrupts the file all the time? Frustrating. Honestly, frustrating. Okay, I'm losing my mind. I'm gonna ignore the test. I'm gonna ask it to go with test two, whatever. Honestly, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, whatever. Let's proceed with task 002. Yeah, the selector is also weird. This. it depends on task one. I see it is 90% complete, which means we can proceed. Like I like the confidence. Like it is like yeah, whatever. Let's just continue with that. That's frustrating. I guess it's really hard to review these things. What like if you if you're analyzing on like an engineer, like I'm joking with the vibe coding. I like the term, but honestly, I think vibe coding the is not the tool for all the moments. You know what I mean? Uh, I think like tab completion a lot of times is the tool that you want to use. And can it be because like Claude maybe is receiving too many requests and then it's inputting and outputting like a slow token rate? Can it be that? I don't know. Yeah, but the hard thing about trying to review this is because honestly, when I'm vibe coding, I'm having the model running in the background and I'm like watching YouTube or actually vibe coding, enjoying the vibes while the thing is doing something, and then I check on it every now and then. Uh, but here I'm just like that's all I'm doing, and then it feels much worse, right? Because we're playing this waiting game. That's why honestly I think the background agent is like is the direction the industry is headed. So I guess we're gonna have the AI assisted environments. Like I think Cloud Code. I think for asking questions and whatnot, and the type completion. Like you are like a superhuman developer, right? Like oh, yeah, we get some. Yeah, I like that it gets the lint errors, and I guess this is coming from the Prisma extension. So there is some like cursor and the VS Code. It has some integration between the editor state or whatever and the model. Okay, it used the MCP2 from instead of like running script, did a better job than the other time. Instead of running things, so this is available for uh, created the new migration. But yeah, the waiting game is just so annoying. It is. It's. I don't know if I'm gonna survive until the end of this project. Like reviewing 11 tools, especially when a lot of the tools are really similar. But I do want to put like the 2 hour work, so I'm fair as possible. It's just like really really annoying. Like you know what could be cool? Like if I could like multitask, like instead of having one agent doing stuff, I could say, "Hey, I'm gonna have an agent first define the TRPC interface, and but not like write the task, like just define the TRPC interface, and then I run two agents, right? One implementing the front end and one implementing the back end. I think that would be cool. I'm not. I don't see a easy way for multitasking here. Maybe if I create a new one, I'm not sure if the other one is gonna stop. It doesn't feel like multitask. You know what I mean? Also, doing that after my 9 to 5 job just makes me really okay. Let me do the. Okay, I'm gonna stop you. Sorry, I'm just gonna do restart TS server, accept file, and say continue. I'm wondering if it will see. Okay, it's reading the organization test. Same pattern organization test. Okay, this is cool. I honestly think that, as your project grows, and I did a really poor job on generating these instructions MD just to add some context of what I wanted to do. And honestly, I think I focused too much on the task management thing and not the coding. And I think this was a bad decision. But again, I'm already in the project. I'm not going to change this. I'm going to use the same thing for everything else. But I think as your project grows, these rules that you're going to craft, right? PNPM test expense category. I need to run the test. Whenever you need to update the test view, there is a task for that in package.json. I'm just gonna. Yeah, this would have like memories. Yeah. So one of the cool things on cursor was the memories thing. So if I would say that it would likely add a memory, PNP is like the instructions MD on autopilot. But yeah, I guess these are the kind of things that one would eventually evolve. Like the instructions MD5 would eventually get there, and I think this is where I could do a better job. But I want to be as fair as possible and not to, because as I'm doing these things, I'm learning the things that matter, and I know like how to test, how to set up things, and all these details are important. I don't want to go to the next tool with that previous knowledge and then added things, because that will give an unfair advantage to that tool. I'm trying to remain as like, oh, I had no idea what I was doing every time, which is kind of weird. Let me see the tests. All the tests run correctly. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're gonna get to a similar completion state as with other things. Albeit I think it did a worse job on the tests, at least for the thing. Like, it got lost updating the file. Actually, the expense category tests are much better than the organization tests. Yeah, we should add more tests here, but again, the code editing feature was not behaving well. I'm gonna try it again later, but okay, so this component. Yeah, one thing though, like this is using like this is loading kind of thing, right? Maybe if we used suspense, right? Isn't that something that we can do? Like, I thought they have something like in another thing, but API dot. Yeah. So if you do use suspense query, it returns a promise, right? Like you can do like export async and do like, oh wait, right? Yeah, there was something like that. React, suspense, query, suspense. I remember seeing something like that instead of this loading. But I digress. Let's see how it's doing. Saying it's fully functional. Let's see what it says. Okay. Yeah, whatever. At this point, like, I don't even know if this task thing was a good idea because honestly, it's just like one shotting it. Like, it's not like interactively doing this thing. So maybe this was like over context engineering. Is that even a term? Yeah, maybe something simple would be better. Like just having like a list of tasks with to dos and. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is helping or not. Honestly, I need to. Yeah, well, let's test the app. Okay, if I come here, admin, I can manage expense categories. If it ever loads, okay, there's a few issues, so it's not actually working. Okay, bunch of issues. Yeah, let me load on the browser here. I guess the problem is this next thing, so I'm just going to. Are these things being logged in the server? Okay, I know what's going on. I need to restart the development server. Yeah, that was the issue. Add category, travel, flights, hotels, taxis, trains, etc. Okay. Edit, cancel. Trains, helicopters. I mean, helicopter is a flight. Yeah, whatever, you got the idea. Office supplies. And this is like, I don't know, chairs and desks. And if we go to the sorry, localhost 300. How do I have access to this incognito thing? What is the name of the user? Okay, I need to. Bamwing at example.com. Member. Okay, let's go to localhost 8025. Click here, sign in. Okay, log in. Accept. Okay, we can see the expense categories. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit tired to check, you know, if the rules are working. I'm just gonna say git meet treat expense categories. I'm just gonna say let's do task 2, 3. I want to see how far it can go. A lot of the others is just failed or got stuck. I guess Windsurf seems to be like cutting some corners and not doing the best job on some of the stuff, but you know, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's keep. I mean, I should have created a new task though. Let me do that, sorry. Task. if it is user specific, it will have a user ID. I don't think we need to use user specific. Let me just stop before you proceed. I mean, have we already migrated? Okay, so I'm just gonna stripe coding, right? We can ask for a refactor later. Honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's ever a good idea to do decimal two. What is it doing? If you want to support like actual multi-currency, like there's some, yeah, the I need to do a start test server. Yeah, let's read this code. Okay, check if users is an admin of the organization. Honestly, one thing that I think would be cool would be to have like an authorization like package and ask it to refactor using like, yeah, have this in like another place. And I'm so tired. Yeah, this is not helping. I'm so tired. I'm gonna get some. I need to eat something so my brain wakes up again. 1 second. I mean, for you it's gonna be 1 second. For me it's gonna be. I'm gonna go there and come back. Okay, I got some Pringles. But yeah, What is even that? Like, what are you even doing with this? Like, okay, honestly, let me do this. At this point, again, I'm just doing it. Okay, I'm just gonna do. It's gonna be policy router dot create color. That's gonna be, yeah. Let's just do this. No, this should take. So this. Wait, what is the? Man, I'm so lost here. So we have this create color. So gRPC context. Out. Protect procedure. Session.user. Fix the tests. It should be inserting things from the DB directly. Yeah. It's getting lost on the testing policy. It just got lost in editing the code. Yeah, not looking good, honestly. I'm starting to think that with this AI thing, like especially when you're bootstrapping a project, the best you can do is to just ignore the tests maybe, and then think about a test setup later. I don't know. It's counterintuitive what we would do like in an engineering, from an engineering perspective. I don't know. You know, the way that I the reason why I write tests is normally to guide me through the implementation. And maybe I'm forcing the AI to work in a way that is optimal for me, but not necessarily for the AI. Like if you think about like this is just adding the tests after it implemented. And I mean honestly in a real scenario, I would be adding because I don't have a lot of time, but honestly, okay, there's the first setup of the project, and the next one, I would likely, you know, be more cautious with it. I'll say, hey, we're gonna create this new thing. This is the task at hand. Let's create the task. Sorry, let's create the test, and we add like one test, and then I keep adding test cases, and I can like pair program with the AI. I guess would be a much better approach than just asking it to generate a bunch of things. Because now I have to read it, and then honestly, like the AI can write test, like write code with like really fast, but then I would now need to read it all. What do I just show to another AI and ask for the best and hope for the best? I don't know, man. I have so many questions. Yeah, sorry about the noise. I'm honestly, if I don't do this noise and eat these chips, I'm gonna just fall asleep. What are the policies? Man, yeah, this waiting game is killing me. Like all the tools, I feel like they were much faster on the feedback. Like we could see the files being created. Like so there's that. Like in like a 2 hour session, not even that. We wasted what, like 100 of the monthly credits, the 500 credits. I feel like $15. So $15 is like I could do 5 of these sessions. So each of the session costs dollars is not that bad if you think about. But I think when you compare it to the Claude pricing, at least I mean I haven't tested the Claude Code yet, but yeah, but people are saying like the value that you get of that is like unbeatable. I mean, this spits a lot of code. I guess I have to restart the server. Also, can I do this? sorry, I kind of like drifted away. Yeah, but the tabbing, the tab-driven development was interesting to test. Let's see. Add policy, travel policy, select category, travel, description. Monthly, maximum amount. Let's do auto approve. Let's do okay, create policy. And we can have like a, yeah, so myself. Okay, I need to create another one. Can travel more. Select category, travel, user specific. Yeah, nada. That's gonna be 300,000 and okay, interesting. Yeah, I think this is an interesting UI. Let's see. I mean, yeah, the user shouldn't be seeing like all the policies, especially user specific, not for them. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for now. Honestly, I'm tired. I know it's not been like the full 2 hours because I had some other stuff doing that I changed during the middle. But I guess it's still like a fair evaluation. I think I saw some of the things that it did right, some of the things that I did wrong. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna just gonna stop. Okay, cool. This is interesting. Okay, got kind of lost now in some weird stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it now. Uh, let's give one last chance on fixing things. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna stop you there. Reject all. Uh, okay, I'm just gonna stop this. Okay, yeah, it is what it is. PNPM lint. Okay, yeah, this is checkout. I'm just gonna put another branch. Git checkout. Weep github.git.me-m weep. Gonna push that. I'm gonna main git push. I'm gonna git push on this as well. But yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm gonna stop it now. Let's just wrap it up. So yeah, I wasn't on my best game today. I was a little bit tired, but I think the overall impressions of Windsurf are there are some interesting features. They have some, integrated things already. They can get context from the terminal, like all the basic stuff that also Prisma, also Cursor have. Context from the cursor, from some docs. I haven't used the docs that much, but yeah, you can. The browser was really cool. Didn't quite work as I was expecting it. So I think was a cool thing. Maybe not as how do I say, like, important as I initially thought it could be. But I think was an interesting, solid player. I do think that the pricing seems a little bit off. I used 70 credits on a 1 hour and a half, and yeah, actually the pricing. So I think the AI is just expensive, honestly. Uh, but the main downside, the two things that I felt were really bad when compared to VS Code and to Cursor were, I don't know why, maybe I was tired, but it felt much slower, and there was a lot of like corrupting the files while editing. I think it was trying to be smart, like how to edit these files. I don't know, but something was off. Again, I'm not here to debug their own code. Uh, but yeah, this was kind of like a pain. It was weird to deal with, and in my opinion, it ruined the experience. I cannot recommend Windsurf when there are the Visual Studio Code with Copilot and Cursor available. So if you want the nice, AI first thing on a VS Code like experience, I would go for Cursor. If you want a more, traditional VS Code experience with all there's a few things there that are more like interesting. Uh, I would just go with that. So I don't see a reason to recommend Windsurf when there's Cursor and Copilot available. So kind of sad. Yeah, I just wish. Yeah, one thing that I wish, and then there are some as MCP servers that do the browser thing, but I would love to see a really nice integration between browser and agent in Cursor or VS Code or something else. I saw like an MCP server, but I think this can be a really interesting idea. I can, like, especially if you think about like the inspector interface. Yeah, so I think this was a really cool thing. That was the coolest thing on Windsurf. And other than that, it was pretty mid. It was okay. So yeah, so I guess that's that. Sorry again, especially with all the noise of me eating the Pringles, but I was almost falling asleep. And if you stayed until the end, I'm really grateful. Thanks. If you wanna like, share, subscribe, and keep following. Hopefully, I'm gonna have a more well structured video in the end, uh, comparing everything. So yeah, thank you so much, and maybe see you in the next one, and maybe live. I'm gonna think about doing the next one live. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye bye.